And we are back live at the barbershop from the Boys from the Hood Sports Talk. Don't hate the player, hate the game. So we're going to come in with our intro and we're going to get right back because today's topic we're going to talk about is the boys is hating on Shedeur again. So we're going to check out what they talking about and then we're going to come right back after this. And we're back. All right, so we're gonna tap into these boys and see what they talking about. They are one of the Cleveland local shows. So let's check them out.
Your mock draft that you released today, your way too early mock draft that you released today. I didn't want to because you used a lot of stats there in kind of like the response of Drew Aller, and I always find it interesting. You know, the Browns took Shedeur and we took Dylan Gabriel, both who had really solid college numbers, and the response back to that was, well, there's a lot of great quarterbacks that have really good college numbers. How do you balance that out? The idea that yes, obviously size matters, what their arm strength matters, but also what they actually did production wise has to come into play too.
Yeah, I always say that production has to be meaningful production, whether it be a quarterback or a pass rusher or whatever. Stats need context. And so for, Dylan Gabriel, ton of stats over the course of his very long and prolific college career. He's someone when you add into the context of, okay, we got to look at the scheme he was playing in. We also got to look at something like the size that he doesn't have, the tools that he doesn't bring to the table. Now, that doesn't exclude him from having a chance to become something in the NFL, obviously. Same with Shedure Sanders, whose stats weren't that prolific. He had good stats the last 2 years at Colorado, not necessarily great stats, but it also goes back to, okay, well, again, not great size, not great arm strength, not great mobility. I think with Drew Aller, or any player, what you want to see size, athletic ability, strength, and production, because there's going to be times we're going to have guys that are, Michael Williams and Shamar Stewart last year. These huge guys who had no production. And so it is always, I think, that conversation of, in a perfect world, you get both, but that is hard to find.
So once again, as I said before.
All right, so, man, they always try to act like that they don't have no stats, right? So let's look at some stats comparisons. All right. Caleb Williams passed for 7,000 yards, almost 8,000 yards his career, 72 touchdowns with a 65% pass rate. All right. Now we got Shedeur right here, who passed for 14,000 yards with 134 touchdowns. But they say that this man ain't got he haven't had no heck of a career. Remove the bar. And then they try to say that Shedeur wasn't in the right conference, right? Well, Caleb Williams played for Oklahoma and USC. Oklahoma was in the Big 12. USC was in the Pac-10. Same thing that Shedeur played in. So it's always they trying to move the ball and change things. So it's like they always they moving the board for Shedeur. When you're dealing with other quarterbacks, it just seems like it's always different. And Caleb Williams, everybody was saying he was generational talent. He was so this and so that. But just look at his stats. 65%, 65.6% passing. And Shedeur, he had 70% passing. That's a big difference. 14,333, I'm tripping. 14,353 yards, 134 touchdowns. Caleb had 7,000 yards, but what he had? 72 touchdowns. So, come on, man. What are we talking about here? His last year, he had 36 passing, but he had 966 rushing. But that's his whole career. So, there's no telling how much he had there. and he had a 68% passing completion. And if you know, these guys played against each other. They played against each other, and it won't that far off. Caleb had a better game because they won, but I think they beat him by 6 points, and they went up by like 20, and Shedeur and them came back, had them ball. It was balling. It was a good game. So man, it's always a narrative, man. They always try to act like Shedeur want this, Shedeur want that. The man said he didn't have a hell of a stats, man. Come on, man. The man threw for 4,000 yards and 37 touchdowns. 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns. And I want to keep talking about the teams he played because Shedeur and Caleb Williams played the exact same conference. Both of them was in Big 12 one year. Both of them was in the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 one year. Only difference was Shedeur's first 2 years he was playing with the HBCU, and who is that? In Jacksonville State. No, Jackson State, down in Mississippi. Okay, so and he dominated. They say if you're supposed to be playing a lesser talent or lesser league, you're supposed to dominate. Well, the man dominated. So I don't know what to tell y'all, man. It seems like to me everything's in the pudding. So as I always say before, don't hate the player, hate the game. Stop hating on Shedeur, man. And we out.